pastor, and I'm working on a movie called Tumbleweed, written and directed by my dear friend Emilio Roso. And this is the second project that I worked with Emilio. We did another movie called Joshua Tree, and now I'm working on Emilio's next project called Tumbleweed, and I play a sort of desert cop. He's not really a border patrol cop, but he works here in Palmdale and he covers the desert. And I got some problems, and you'll see in the film I'm trying to work out my problems. But basically, I'm a cop who roams through the desert with my partner Jimmy, played by Al Sapienza. Well, I got to put up with Al Sapienza. I mean, I've known Al since the Soprano days, and I don't mind working with Al. It's just I don't like living with Al. Well, it's sort of like a project like what Crash was, with all these different storylines coming together. Midpoint, you have the character of Manny. He's going through a crisis with his daughter, who needs money for cancer treatment. And then you have the character of Danny and his wife, who got kind of in cahoots with these drug dealers down in the Baja. And then you have my character and Jimmy's character, where we're cops. Well, it's funny when you ask questions like that, because when people ask me when I was playing on The Sopranos, was he a good guy, a bad guy? I never play a bad guy thinking that he's a bad guy. Maybe it's written that he does bad things or makes bad choices, but I can never say that my character's a bad person. Well, it's a whole different stretch playing a cop out here in California than playing a wise guy in Jersey. It's a whole different background, a lot of different type of research. The guys, they spent a lot of time alone, and this character in particular, his wife left him, and he's got financial problems, and he gambles a lot. It's just a deep and dark side of personality that you got to tap into. So when you talk about preparation, you start thinking about some of the things in your life that you failed on, and then when you use that as a substitution, and my failed marriage in the 70s, and stuff like that to draw from. But it's different from playing a gangster, because gangsters, when you play gangster roles, it's like part of your second skin, especially when you're Italian American from New York, and we know that so much. So coming out here and doing this it's a stretch for me, and I'm having a good time. Well, what I like about Emilio is that he insists on getting the right performance. Working with Emilio because Emilio likes to work with actors because he's an actor. And so if you do a scene and even you didn't feel like it's right, he knows if you didn't feel it's right. So he'll come back and say, give it to me this way, or give it to me, or slow it down, or take your time, or think about what you're saying. And unlike television, where you need to have one or two takes and to move on, and because they got this rush, we got a lot more time. Even though it's an independent film, he's giving me a lot more time to work on my scenes. Well, what we do is, as actors, when we need to tap into something that's emotional, we tap into some of the real stuff. It's when I'm telling Danielle, I'm not a drug dealer, I'm a cop. It's like it's almost being hypocritical, because I may be a cop, but I'm not a good cop. And I think that's what's bothering me when I say that line. I'm not a good person. Don't push me, because I'm not really a good person. I'm a cop, but I'm not a good person. And that's why I have this edge where I'm willing and able to kill this guy in a minute to protect my life, to protect my pension, to protect my family. And when I get involved with decisions with Bush, it's because I'm thinking about my welfare. So I'm pretty selfish in that sense. I think the character's pretty selfish. He can bring down his partner in this. Well, in life, we're betrayed a lot of times. We make deals with people, and then they change their minds. Whether it's you have a mortgage, or you owe people money, or it could be a part in an upcoming movie. And the thing is that my character Eric is betrayed, and when he's betrayed, he realizes that he was trusting the wrong people, and that he starts to have a little more sympathy for the guy that he has handcuffed and that he's pushing around. So he needs to, we haven't even got to that point yet in the film, but he needs to make a decision on whether he's going to help this guy and get him out of the situation or just walk away from it. I was coming back from the set last night, and one of the actors says to me, you work on a lot of high profile stuff, but you do a lot of independence. Why do you do independence? And I said to this actor, and I'll say it to you guys, I do it because I get more freedom. I'm able to work on a role, work with the director, work on the script, work on the blocking, and I meet a lot of great people, and it leads to other opportunities in your life. So it's really not about the dollar. It's not about, is it a studio project? It becomes a work of art. And I'm coming from the theater where we don't get paid at all. We're able to tune in our craft, and that's why the Spirit Awards have taken off, because the independents are walking all over Hollywood big budget movies, because people are more interested in seeing low budget independent movies that have a story. It's all about the story and about the acting.
Now,
well, as an actor, when people listen to me, you feel good. You feel good about yourself. You feel good about yourself in any context of the arts. When you feel something, you have a creative decision in your mind, and you bring it up to somebody, and they actually listen to you. On a big budget movie, you couldn't even get next to the director and come up with a suggestion. They say shoot and move. Even when we did Sopranos, nobody was able to talk to David Chase. So it's just a whole different structure, and there's a lot more freedom, and that's why the beginning, what you see on the paper, sometimes turns out to be a whole different project in the end, because you go through a whole creative process, and a lot of changes are made right on the set. My name is Vincent Pastore, and the movie's Tumbleweed. It's directed by Emilio Roso, and you will see Emilio and me on the red carpet soon in LA.
עם רוח כלילה מנשבת, אז אל תתנהג לי כמו אפלטון, כאלה אינני אוהבת. על זנב השביט, כשהוא לא יביט, נתפוס לנו רגע לשבת. זה לא מעט שצדק בוונוס לבד